you must be able to prove to the notified body that you can follow the guidelines. Because the notified body is going to certificate your FPC system, and you must be able to prove to the notified body that you as a company have read the standards, or more precisely understand the requirements of the standards, and you are following them in your day-to-day activities. And it is usually not sufficient if you just describe that, okay, you describe to the notified body that, okay, we do storage in this way, and you just describe how you perform it, or you do holding in this way, and you go ahead and just describe it. Or if you remember from before, that there is some requirements for the structural design process, and there are requirements for the handling of non-conforming product. It's not sufficient if you just describe how you perform each and every step, but instead you must have some kind of documented procedures that you can show to the notified body, and then they can read it, and then they are going to believe you. So everything that is in black and white is believable, but if you have to describe it and you have to explain yourself, then it's usually the notified body is not going to believe you. So it's really up to you to set up the documented procedures with which you can prove that you are meeting the standards requirements of the notified body. And in most cases, and what we have noticed, and this kind of comes from the ISO 9001 world, that you have in one way or another description of the work being carried out, and this must include the whole scope of the FPC system, so the EN 1091, EN 1092, and also the ISO 38343. So you describe each and every step that is included in your manufacturing system and that is prescribed in the or regulated in the standards. So you must have a description of the work being carried out that it relates to the structural design, that relates to the handling of non-conforming products, that deals with the identification storage of constituent products, that deals with the process of cutting, that deals with process of mechanical assembly, and so on. So you have a description of the work being carried out that has the same scope of the FPC system. The funny thing about the notified bodies is that they are not going to just believe you if you have documented the procedures. They want to kind of see proof that you have performed the tasks that you are saying that you are performing. So if we take an example, you can have the inspection of incoming materials, where you say that, okay, we inspect all the incoming materials and then we store the inspection sheets. But the notified body is not going to believe you that you have actually checked and inspected all the incoming materials unless you have some proof of this. So from the inspection of incoming materials, you must have some kind of proof to show and document that proves to the notified body that you have performed the inspection of incoming materials as you have described in the description. So we have these work descriptions, and then we have the proof that is being made during the manufacturing and during each and every step. So you might have some document that proves that you have performed the review and verification of structural design, and you might have a document that proves to the notified body that you have actually checked the tolerances on dimensions and shape, and you have some document that proves to the notified body that the wet painting has been performed appropriately, and you have a document to prove to the notified body that you have qualified your thermal cutting procedures, and so on. So you must have the work descriptions, procedure descriptions, and then you must have the proof to back up your description of work.